Michael Fassbender and Brendan Gleeson, I'll be seeing you guys in about a week. Trespass Against Us is directed by Adam Smith and written by Alistair Siddons, and it stars Michael Fassbender and Brendan Gleeson, and it tells the story of this big family, not all of the members blood related, that live in the outskirts of modern Ireland, and they are not exactly law-abiding citizens. We have this patriarch played by Brendan Gleeson, and he's the father to Michael Fassbender's character, who's a guy who puts himself into not exactly law-abiding situations, but he wants to bring something new, something better to his family, his wife, and his 2 children. I am a big fan of redemption stories. I am a big fan of family dramas. I am a big fan of showing you different types of families, not necessarily families that you see yourself related to, but by the end of the movies you can kind of understand how these families work so well, even though they work so differently. Both Brendan Gleeson and Michael Fassbender are very good in this movie. I really like the chemistry these 2 guys have on screen, and I really like the different ideologies that these characters present. The father, Brendan Gleeson, is very strict. He's a man who has his rules for this big family living in the outskirts, and he wants everyone to follow said rules so they can get by. However, Michael Fassbender, even though he does these things, he does not exactly agree with them. In fact, he doesn't agree with most of them. And he kind of separates his wife and his children from the rest of the bunch. He kind of does not want to socialize with anyone else in this family, even though he's the direct son to the guy who's the boss of them all. There are many conversations these 2 have throughout the movie that by any other actors, you could have not cared for these scenes. However, they pull it off very well. I really like the dialogue. I really like the things they discuss. For this type of people, for this type of family, it seemed realistic that these guys would treat each other the way they do, that these guys would approach subjects that families, fathers and sons don't normally do, that they would be so confrontational with each other. I really like the different dimensions we saw in father and son in this movie. The main problem with Trespass Against Us is the story. It's not exactly interesting. You see many subjects being approached in the storytelling of this movie. You see many narrative scenes being planted into the ground, hoping to come into fruition, but it never does. The movie never actually picks up on the story that it is telling. There are many scenes that just go by and they create for a cohesive narrative, but the movie never really picks up. It never becomes more than what it is. And I mean more than what it is to be interesting, to pick up on the drama, to have a bigger scene than the one previous, to have a true character arc. Because as I said, you are interested in these 2 characters. They are very well represented by Michael Fassbender and Brendan Gleeson, but the characters themselves are all but likable. I mean, seriously, by the end of this movie, you are not rooting for anyone. You see these guys, they are criminals through and through. They are not likable people. These are not people that you should or could trust in real life. And as much as Michael Fassbender's character wants to get out of this life and confronts his father about it, that's the only thing he does actively. He confronts his father about not agreeing with certain stuff. But then his father tells him this or that, and he ends up doing it anyway. And for the rest of the movie, he just passively disagrees with the stuff they are doing and does never actively do anything about it. He does never actively do anything to take himself and his children and his wife out of this family. He's never doing anything actively to take them out of that place where they are living in trailers in the outskirts, in the field, in the wilderness. There's just never anything for you to attach these characters onto. There's just never any scenes that give you any hope that this character will change eventually. There's never anything that gives you hope that this character will actually bring something different and new and good into his family and take themselves out of this life. Brendan Gleeson as well, I really enjoyed the actor. I really enjoyed his role. I'm interested in this character, but I don't like him one bit. He's a horrible grandfather, a detestable father, a real criminal mind, and you are just not rooting for anyone. The police are prejudicial against these people, and that's not fair either. And by the end, there's just not anyone that you want to see succeed. The directing in this movie is very raw, which I really appreciated. It's handheld, it always follows the characters around. It's a bit shaky, let's call it, but it's not shaky cam. The camera is shaking, it's moving around. You can understand that someone is directly carrying a camera on their shoulders or on a Handycam in front of them. But that's it, and it's understandable, and you can see what is going on. This is not a movie filled with action sequences. There are some parts where a car is rushing through the outfields, but that's it. The camera pans out and shows you a wide shot, and you can understand clearly everything that is going on camera. Throughout the movie, there are certain situations that could have taken out, and this movie could have focused a little bit more on character, and even make a longer movie to do that. That would have been good, that would have been necessary to focus the story a little bit more. It's not a great movie. You are interested because of the actors involved, because of the characters presented, they are interesting. The music, I might say, is also very good. There is nice, raw, simple cinematography, but the story just never picks itself up or becomes more interesting than it already is being. It never goes into the next level. And because of that, despite many shining moments, I will say that Trespass Against Us must get a C+. What did you think of Trespass Against Us, my beautiful geekies? Are you a fan of Michael Fassbender? Let me know your favorite movie of his in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to start leaving your questions for the hashtag Silence Q&A in the comments below. And ask me anything you want about anything you want. Also, like this video and share with your friends so they can come here and join the beautiful geeky community where we can be geeky united. Thank you so much for watching, my beautiful geekies. You guys are the best. I love you all. Hope you had a great Christmas. Let me know as well what you got for presents this year. And of course, stay beautiful, stay geeky. Shit!